Hey everybody, welcome to How Do I Know You with your host Mark and Dwayne.
What up?
And go ahead and follow, subscribe, anywhere you listen to a podcast, leave us those reviews, those 5 stars, all that good shit.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
That too. Keep the numbers. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers.
All that cool stuff.
That'd be great. Today, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but I want to start off with something that happened at work today, which I felt was super dumb in it.
Mark, work story.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool that we get that sound machine now. So today there was I deal in payroll, right? And like I deal with the sick pay on for people, right? So someone put in a sick pay request form, blah, blah, blah. I do the research, make sure they qualify and all that crap. This person they gave me, I was looking up and I was like, okay, this person hasn't worked for 90 days. And if you, in California, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but you have to work at least 90 days to qualify for sick time.
Pass your probation period.
That shit, yeah. So this guy wasn't by a lot. Like, it wasn't no close, like, needed one more day on that shit by a lot. So
He just started yesterday, actually.
Basically. And I go back to the people in my office. I'm like, okay, this person doesn't qualify, blah, blah, blah. Person that hands me it goes like, well, this person said they qualify and to pay them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. Tell them to, in an email, like I've said in previous episodes, like, I was like, in an email, tell them to send me an email saying that they, it's on them, basically. Like, they said it's okay to pay this person even though they haven't met the qualifications.
Right.
So after that, I'll send it off to my boss, and I'll like double check, make sure it's cool. If it's all good, cool, I'll pay them. Because at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck. Like, right. I am not trying to get anyone's way of getting money. I'm just trying not to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. Right? So, she leaves my office, and the person that was saying all this stuff just happens to be in that hallway. So she says everything I say, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, let's maybe not. Let's just tell the employee he can't have it, and blah blah blah. I'm skipping a lot of details in the story, but that's basically what happened. And I was just like, oh, in my head I was like, oh, all of a sudden when it's not when their name is on it, when they are going to be responsible for like these rules being broken. All of a sudden, it's like, nah, let's not do it. Let's not do all this extra fucking work. But when it was just going to be my name on it because I'm the one that processes it. It was fine. It was complete. Just do it. It's fine. But when their name's going to be on it, all of a sudden it was all these excuses and all this bullshit and just till the employee doesn't qualify. I'm like, oh yeah. That was just one stupid thing that happened today, but that's the importance of covering your ass at work, CYA. You'll start to notice that if all of a sudden, like, these people that claim to be bold and want to do all this shit, as soon as they are responsible for, like, in an email, like, where there's record on it, they'll fucking run. They won't do it no more. They won't be that cool person that's just like, come on, just do it. It's fine.
Message.
Well, yeah. Another stupid-ass fucking shit at work that they constantly do. But for some reason, it feels like I'm the only one that remembers that it happens. It's like a Twilight episode. It's like crazy. I feel like a little crazy.
It's just you're the only one that cares. It's usually what happens.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. It's like, I'm not getting in trouble for you guys. Like, I'm not gonna risk my job just because you want to, like, please this person that you don't know.
Yes, you are, all right? That's what you get paid for. You take all the heat.
That'd be dope. That'd be a dope job. Like, sure, yeah, I'll sign whatever. Pay me $1 million per whatever. Sure.
How much am I getting suspended for? How many days? All right. That's worth about $20K.
Basically, yeah, I do that shit all day. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. You need something signed? I'll go over there and sign it.
But shit. Let's get to the shit. Then let's get to the topics. The biggest thing that's happening right now is the trial for the murder of the Dallas accountant, a.k.a. Botham Jean. I hope I'm saying his name right. I believe it's Botham. I want to say Botham. Botham Jean was shot and killed by former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger. Let's say that name again. Amber Guyger, a former Dallas police officer. If you guys don't know the story, I believe last year she basically came home to her apartment complex and went into Mr. Jean's home, thinking quotes air quotes there, thinking that it was her apartment. And when she saw Mr. Jean, she shot him for some reason. Which, I mean, you're a cop, so I mean, that wouldn't be the first thing to do in that situation. But she shot him, and then pretty much, I'm not gonna pass any judgment yet on this, but
I will fuck her.
she pretty much we'll get there. Let's build to it.
Right, sorry.
She pretty much then stated that she made a terrible mistake and please forgive me. Didn't know I was in the wrong, and I believe at the time she was intoxicated. I'm not saying she was on duty intoxicated. She was off duty at this time, but she was intoxicated. Yeah, pretty much she was
I don't know how it
intoxicated.
is in Dallas, but isn't like a California law that even if you're off duty, you're like if some crime happens, you're back on duty.
Yeah, I think that's for everywhere.
Is it? I don't know. Yeah,
but hey, any cops out there to listen, or anyone you know in law enforcement who listens to this, or you guys have family members, tell us. Yeah. Tell us in the comments or whatever. Let us know. But yeah, so she pretty much that was her defense. And boy, let me tell you. So I guess I don't know. Did this trial start this week or was it like last week that this trial started?
It started last week, I think.
So however long it's been going on, it's been all over social media.
It was quick.
Yeah, it's super quick. And the prosecution, they tore her a new asshole when she was on the stand. That shit was ugly.
They were not buying any of your shit.
And for people who either you don't know the criminal justice system, or you haven't been in trouble in your life or whatever.
Good for you.
Great, actually. But the DA, prosecutors, and all that stuff, they work with the police department, right? So they're usually married to these motherfuckers. So most of the time, right, when usually the DA, they need high conviction rates for everything because they usually want to become politicians or whatever. So they need to show that, oh yeah, everyone that we caught, oh yeah, they were tried and fucking went to jail for whatever.
It's all about the stats.
Right. They rarely will take a case that they have a great chance of losing, or that they know that they don't have anything basically for the case to stand on. They won't fucking take it. They'll throw it out. Right. So if a case goes to trial, usually like 99% of the time, the DA, they feel like we're gonna this person's going to jail for whatever, right? So when it comes to prosecutors and everything like that, sometimes the DA is the prosecutor, but they hire people who become the state prosecutor or whatever, and they, like I said, they work usually hand in hand with the police department. In this case or whatever, I don't know, maybe it was because of the severity of it and the backlash they were gonna face or whatever. This prosecutor showed no fucking mercy. Like, and I want to find his name.
There was this. I'll tell like what I saw of the trial while you're looking that up. Mm-hmm. There was a video on Twitter going around of her taking a stand and her giving her testimony, and she kept saying this thing that kept fucking annoying me. And I didn't see no one mentioning it. She kept saying like, oh, and like through like fake ass crocodile tears. Oh, I have to live through this. I have to live with this every day, and no cop wants to take innocent life, and I have to live with this every day. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You killed somebody. You have to live. Is the key fucking word. Live.
Right.
And someone died. Like, no one's gonna feel sympathy for you. Like, you fucking murdered somebody in their own home while you were drunk. And all this shit, this whole, like, pity me shit. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't see how that works. Like, it doesn't work for kids. Like, when kids do that shit, they still get in trouble.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, that's some bullshit excuse. Like, every parent knows that's some bullshit excuse. Like, what is it? Why do you think it fucking works for you? Someone's dead and you're alive. You're fucking alive. Like, it was annoying the fuck at me. Like, she kept saying that, I have to live every day with this, and no one wants. I'm like, yeah, you get to live every day while this dude's motherfucking dead, doing absolutely nothing wrong.
I mean, y'all know what we gonna say, but that, if you didn't know what the definition of white privilege is, it's pretty much closest I can I guess you can see it currently. That's pretty much white privilege right there. Like, okay, I get it, he's dead, but I have to go to sleep with this. All right, I don't want to do that. Ew. But so basically, I haven't found his name yet. Let me see. One more quick look if I can find it.
I remember the DA. I remember him saying stuff like basically like these. No one's buying these tears. Like you weren't crying after the fact. You weren't crying the next day. You were texting your partner some sexual shit. I kept seeing that on Twitter. Like they were basically sexting each other. Like afterwards. So he was just like, "How can you be sexting and all of a sudden crying here right now?"
Right.
Like
right.
it don't add up. Like you're obviously putting on a show and like basically telling the jury like don't buy these crocodile tears. Like I think at one point he grabbed like because if you don't know you have to like give a testimony, right? Like write it down.
Right.
And then when you're on the stand, basically that's what the lawyers do. They cross examine you on this shit, and if anything doesn't line up with what you wrote down, what you swore in, then it's just like, oh, you're lying. You're not credible anymore. Blah blah blah. So the DA basically crumpled up her testimony, the paper, and just threw it on the ground. Was like, it's garbage. It's like all the shit you said there is just garbage. It's like nothing you're saying right now like means anything. Like you went to someone's apartment. Like the key obviously didn't work, so I don't know how you got in. You know, and then you shot somebody. That was just like, I think they said like he was just sitting there like eating ice cream or something, and he like got up really confused. Like what?
He was I believe he was in his living room, and I found a name of one of the prosecutors. I don't know if this was the one who was cross-examining her, but I have a name. Lakita Long was one of the prosecutors. I don't know if she was the main one, but she's the assistant district attorney. So Lakita Long. So if it was you, Lakita, great fucking job. But I feel like it was a guy because I feel like I saw pictures of a guy, but whatever. The story goes that he was watching TV and the window was open, or the blinds were open. So clearly, her whole testimony of thinking it was my apartment and everything like that, bitch, the TV is on, which means that there is light, which means you can see someone like. It was so far-fetched.
Yeah, like this whole being surprised that someone was in your apartment.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
Not to mention, like, whoever, like I said, prosecuted her, did the cross-examination with her on the stand, they asked basic-ass questions. I mean, very basic. Like, excuse me, are you trained in CPR? She was like, yes. So you're trained in CPR? Yes. Why did you not administer CPR to Mr. Jean as he was laying on the floor bleeding? I tried a little CPR. A little CPR? What the fuck is a little CPR?
And when you just blow on the body from a distance.
And then her reasoning was she was scared, and oh my God, she said that she was calling 911, so she couldn't give CPR and do that at the same time.
You know what's more important, right? Calling 911, obviously. Not saving someone's life. Even though you're crying up there saying you have to live with this every day, but you absolutely probably nothing to save this motherfucker.
It had nothing to do with like, oh, because I was trying to save. No, you were trying to, now I have to spin this shit to fucking now, okay, let me build my fucking case.
Exactly.
Oh God, I didn't know. And,
it's probably easier if he can't like defend himself and say what actually happened, you know.
Like, and then you can hear on the 911 conversation being like, oh, hold on, buddy, and then she'd be like, I'm sorry, like, get the fuck out of here, like, but whatever, right? So the prosecution does a great job and pretty much just pins her like, no, like, we're not playing this shit, like I don't want to hear about no fucking mistake. Even if it was a mistake, you did nothing to fucking save him. And then your ass, like you said, you're gonna fucking leave. And then I don't know if it was hours later or a day later, you're fucking dude. There's messages of you sexting your partner who's married. Yeah. By the way, who you're basically asking for some dick to feel better. Come on, man. Like,
I mean, that does work, but
it does. But whatever. Like,
wrong time.
And this nigga's dead. This man who had a great life, family loved him, had people who loved him, It wasn't some like random person who no one knew him or anything like that. This man's family's heartbroken, and you asking for some dick to feel better.
Yep.
Like it's the wildest shit ever, man. So
I remember when it first came out, there was like a detail, like the only fucking, I guess like it was a reach, but the only negative thing they come up with was the dude had weed in his apartment, and it was just like I want to say like there was like a gram or 2 grams of weed, and I was just like, that is nothing. Like that is a day's worth of weed, if that. And I'm like, that's, you guys are reaching. I'm like, you guys are fucking super reaching to make this person like look bad, even though he did absolutely nothing wrong. And even if he like did do something bad, I'm like, he was just in his apartment, like he didn't do anything to deserve that shit.
the whole thing about it goes back to the old Chappelle joke where it's like fucking sprinkle some crack on him.
Yeah.
Instantly. If you sprinkle, you put some drugs next to a nigga, oh, he's instantly bad. But it like this whole case was something that was just like, to me, it was like, all right, open and shut. And it's crazy because I was talking to my coworker at work and I was telling her about it because she didn't know about it until I like reminded her. She was like, oh yeah, it's happening right now. I was like, yeah. And then I literally said, I was like, well, they found her guilty. And she was like, well, damn right. Like she fucking did all this, whatever. And then I said, I was like, I bet you she gets 5 years. I said it like
I said the thing like up to 99. I remember that when they were like, she's gonna be put up for sentencing up to 99, and I was like, no way, she's getting that shit.
I was like, I bet you she gets 5 years. And then my coworker was like, they'll fucking ride if that's in 99 or 5.
You said 5.
All right, I was like, I bet you she'll get 5 years. And she was like, well, they'll fucking ride if that happens. I was like, no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, right? So today, fast forward to Miss Guyger was sentenced, and she got a whopping 10 years.
Understand that people get more for weed possession back when it was illegal. People got way more than 10 years for having like an ounce of weed on them.
Fucking for some other shit, I was facing 7 years.
Yep.
Something I didn't even do.
Yep. This person killed somebody.
This person killed somebody, and there's evidence all over the place that, yeah, you did the shit. And she admitted, yeah, I did the shit. Like, and 10 years. And not to mention, in this 10 years, she's up for a parole in 5.
Yep.
So that goes back to my original thing of 5.
And she will be placed in, like, some kind of safety thing because she was a cop, and they don't let cops, like, in general pop unless you really piss off, like, the warden or something. Yeah. Or, like, you burn all your bridges or whatever.
Pretty much.
She's not going to be, like, hunted in prison. Like, it's going to be pretty chill, probably.
And I don't know how it is in, like, Texas or whatever, but in California, for any, I feel like this is for violent crimes. I don't know if it spans across the board, but for violent crimes, they passed a law, like, it might have been, like, 8 or 9, 10 years ago. They passed a law that you have to do 85% of your sentence. So there isn't like good behavior. There isn't any fucking up for parole early, that type shit or whatever. You're gonna do 85% of whatever. So if your ass got 12, you're doing fucking 10 in a couple months or whatever. Like you basically in that bitch. She got sentenced to 10, up for parole in 5, and she might not even do all fucking 5.
That's the thing. It was like bittersweet because it was just like cool. She was found guilty, had to. And my theory behind that is complete conspiracy theory. But if she wasn't found guilty, there'd be riots right now in fucking Texas. There'd be riots all over the fucking place, and cops would not be safe. They would not be fucking safe if she wasn't found guilty, because this was like just over the top. Like no fucking way can like this was. It was just way fucking worse than anything we've ever seen. Like stuff that's actually been caught on tape, it was worse than that. So if they had found her not guilty, I'm for sure there'd be riots. For sure, cops would be like scared for their lives right now for everything, and it'd be like really, really scary to be on the streets right now.
I mean, from what I've read recently, there's I don't know if there's protests going on currently, but there were activists and everything trying to stage protests a couple hours ago. But the news broke like 6-7 hours ago. So when we're recording this is the day that her sentencing broke or whatever, right? So my whole thing about it was, it's just crazy how like if you're out there and you were shocked by this or whatever, I don't know what to tell you, but I haven't like.
This whole 10-year thing is like people were upset, but they're not gonna get as upset as if she was found out guilty.
Right.
You know, it was like that, like it was like that sort of win, like we won, but did we really? Like this person's not really gonna pay for the crime that she committed.
My whole thing about it is, and I might be wrong in saying this, but whatever. The reason why I was like she's gonna get 5 and whatever is because I feel like we're at a point now where, because of past events, because of our president being our president, because of all these things, right? It's so openly like accepted now to just be like racist and fucked up or whatever, right? Before it was like hidden. You didn't really know, right? But now it's just like everyone's like, they're either racist, really racist, or they mask it in their affiliations. I'm a hard right, whatever, or I believe in this. I'm a devout Christian, blah blah. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff. Like they just hide it and all that shit, right? But the reason why I was like, oh yeah, she don't get 5 or whatever, because I was like, there's honestly nothing that is going to happen. Like people like we can say the whole like there'll be riots and everything's like no. Like, because we already saw that. We saw that with Mike Brown. We saw that with Ferguson and everything like that. And it wasn't even, like, where it needed to go. It was very, like, controlled. And it was just things that, like, happened. And I get it. And I'm trying to be very clear. I'm not calling for this to happen, right? However, I will say that when it comes to shit like this might get into conspiracy theory land too, but I feel like the powers that be, who like end up having the final say in these decisions and shit like that, right? There's a time and place for everything, right? And to me, like you said, being like, oh yeah, she's found guilty, right? People like, and even the way they fucking broke it today, right? This is new to me because I've never seen anything like this, right? Usually when it comes to cases, right, when they get found guilty, they get sentenced like months later and shit like that, right? I remember yesterday when she was found guilty, they were like, oh, sentencing should come later today, and I was like, what? The same day? Like, what the fuck or whatever, right? Or like, it ended up coming today, right? So it took a whole day, but I feel like once they released that, oh, she's guilty thing, everyone rejoiced and was like, hell yeah, we won and everything like that and everything. And then today you hear the sentence and now everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
But now I feel like the people who were going to take it there have already been kind of discouraged because they got the win yesterday.
That's what I mean. Like they found her guilty to subdue like that those people that were gonna take to the extreme.
Right.
It was like let's lift them up a little bit and then be like, but then it's only 10 years. That like whatever. It's like 10 years of this person's life so that the city and like all these other people don't have to deal with riots and bullshit. It was like that. Like let's kill the one for the sake of the many. Basically.
See, and these are the things that when people like ask us things or they try to like give their opinion on like the race shit, and they always, which is funny because to me like the race shit includes like it includes a whole bunch of people, right? But they always make it just black and white people or whatever. But that's why I say things where I say like when you speak on black people and everything like that, to me it really just depends on at the end of the day if you like black people or not, right? Because you see something like this, I don't see in anyone's right mind how this can make any sense. That you would be like, oh no, oh yeah, no, this is acceptable and everything like that. If if you can't right now, let it be. Don't even let it be you. All right, because that won't hurt people, right? Let it be your son, daughter, husband, whoever, wife, who is at her home. You're not there. She is chilling. She's done nothing wrong. Fucking, and not to mention the sucky part. It's the end of the day.
Yep.
Her days, her, his, whoever, their day is over. They're trying to just decompress so they can go to sleep and do it all again the next day. Someone busts in their house, sees them, kills them.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was my apartment.
Doesn't even run.
Comes back. Oh, I forgot my gun. Sorry.
Calls the police and says, "I just shot someone."
And they're drunk.
And they're drunk and fucking stammering on the phone and everything like that. Call the police, tell them I just shot someone, but I'm an off-duty cop. And they get this. You wouldn't be pleased. You would not be cool with this. No one would be fucking cool with this. And I will say that there's the family. His family is very religious, right? And I understand that because my family is very religious. So a lot of people are kind of, which goes back to a whole bunch of other stuff I've said about like the black community and everything like that. But his family is taking that approach, which it might hurt to a lot of people because it hurts to me even as well and everything. But they're taking the approach of like, you know, we're trying to get through it the best that we can, but we're praying for her as well. You know, we forgive her. We know all this stuff and everything like that. And a lot of people don't want to accept that.
Yeah.
And I just want it to be clear out there. We talk about this personally, right? But I've told him and like I've had to understand that and everything like that. You can't make people feel how you feel. You can't, right? The same way you can't be surprised how someone takes something if you piss them off, right?
Yeah.
So we've used examples before. If me and Mark have been friends damn near forever, right? If I decide one day to punch Mark and I'm like laughing about it and he decides to fucking fuck me up and everything like that, I can't get mad at him and be like, what the fuck? Because I'm like, I punched him.
It was a jest.
Like, I punched him, so it's like I can't now dictate how he's supposed to respond back to me, right? The same way is if I'm mad at something and I take it like personal and everything like that, I can't get mad at him for not feeling the same way. We're not the same person, right? So I just want people to understand that, okay? That's his family. They can feel how they want to feel. I know a lot of people, including myself, I really strongly dislike when shit like that happens. Like, I was never a fan of the whole Rodney King, can we all just get along type shit, whatever. It's not the time for that. It's not the time for that because we can't. At this point in time, we can't because this just happened to you and it's going to happen to somebody else and it's going to keep happening and it's going to keep manifesting into this shit. Until
it becomes commonplace that these people will get consequences for their actions.
Right.
The whole get along shit is not on the table.
We can't do that. We can't do that with shit like this. And I get it and I understand because I know where they're coming from. It's because, yes, under God's watchful eye, under the Lord, yeah, you're supposed to forgive. You cannot go into any situation. If you really do believe in that, man, you can't go into any situation being vengeful and everything like that. Because what's the saying? Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. It's not yours. You have no say in any revenge. He does. He or she or whoever the fuck you believe in, right? So I get what they're like. You know, our son's gone. My brother, you know, whoever is gone. I can't bring him back. However, I can't now wish all these awful things on her. So I want people to understand that because the family feels that way, you don't have to agree with them. But please don't kill them for that. Like, don't, because I see like there's some people on social media right now saying a whole bunch of shit and talking about, because I think his brother said that, you know, he wants to hug Amber Guyger and everything like that, and just tell her that he's praying for her and everything like that. And a lot of people were like, "What the fuck? Like she killed your brother, like and everything like that." And it's like again, that's his brother, that's his family. If he wants to do that, that is fine. All right, there is no need to get on the wave of like, nah, fuck him, fuck that. Nah, you sold your brother out. I see a lot of people saying that online and shit. That's stupid.
I understand too. That's more of a. I'm pretty sure this family's thinking this way, but in my head, like if I did something like that and I was just like, oh, I forgive this person, I want to hug, blah blah blah.
Right.
It's more of a psychological torture thing because they're not saying they're not being angry and saying fuck you, fuck her, and all that shit. You killed my blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Now when she's like in her little cell, she can't place her anger on them. She can't be like, well, they said fuck you to me, so you fuck you and blah 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 and all this shit and all this shit.
Right.
Now she can't do that. Now she has to. She's like, well, she has to place that anger on herself.
Right.
All that anger that she's feeling, she has nowhere to put it. She can't blame like no one because no one was yelling at her and shit like that. So it's a good move in that sense of like psychological torture.
Yeah, I mean if they're going for that, but see
they're not. I mean they're not.
Right.
They seem like they're just.
But see, like stuff like that, you have to think it only works for people who give a fuck. And we don't even. I mean, from everything we heard from her testimony, from the audio and everything, I don't think she gives a fuck.
No, obviously not. But she has nothing to stand on if she's like, because people in back in the corner, they'll start blaming everyone and everything. So if she decides to all of a sudden blame this family for anything, some weird ass reason, I can't guess what it would be, but if she decided to do that, it would be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
See, that's that's why I feel how I feel about saying like nothing's gonna happen and everything like that, because all that like court of public opinion shit don't really matter to me. I feel like it shouldn't matter to anybody else, because at the end of the day, people gonna be people and shit's gonna happen regardless of however the fuck you feel about it, right? So, I feel like a lot of people get that mixed up when it comes to the streets, because people don't understand, like, wait, so you join a gang and then you shoot at someone and then you're basically waiting to get shot back at? And it's like, yeah, because I did something. They're supposed to retaliate. If they don't, cool, that's fine and ever. But like, that's great.
Cool with that option.
Oh yeah, but I'm like, I expect this because I did this and everything like that. So I expect this, that, and the third.
Yeah, we don't get to walk away clean, from the shit we've done.
Right, and so the thing that people, when they see stuff like this, they always go to the whole effect of, oh no, like something needs to happen, this, that, and the third, and everything like that. But at the end of the day, like I said, the court of public opinion don't matter. It's whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. Period. So yeah, she might. You don't know, and I'm not wishing this on her or anything like that. But like when she gets in jail, you don't know what the fuck can happen, because the way jail work, like if they want to get you, they'll get you. Like, and it don't really matter how they gonna get you. Don't
Epstein. Fucking Epstein's prime. He was by himself, isolated, and they still got the motherfucker with no evidence.
And all that, like all this whole like PC shit, and you won't be in Gen Pop and everything like that.
PC is protective custody.
Right. But in Gen Pop is general population. But all that shit and everything like that. When they gonna get you, bro. Like it don't matter and everything like that. I want to be very clear. I'm not wishing that on her. Right. However, if nothing does happen to her and she ends up living the rest of her life, however, at that point, the same thing. Whatever her fate is, that's going to be her fate. And maybe, again, we don't know. From what we saw on trial, a lot of people are like, that's bullshit. She wasn't crying, which she wasn't. But it's all this other stuff and everything like that. No, she don't care. Fuck that. We don't know. This girl could be fucking going through mental anguish, deserved. But we don't know, right? And again, for a lot of people who haven't been to jail and everything like that, once you get in the walls and everything like that, if you ain't built for it, you gonna it'll weed you out really quick. All right, and you'll want to leave quicker than you want to fucking stay. And I don't know anyone who wants to stay in jail anyway, but people do their bids, and it is what it is. But it's just crazy how this panned out, because I remember when the Trayvon Martin shit happened. I still remember how I feel. And that feeling has never left me. You know what I mean? Like, just that feeling of like, oh shit, this is exactly how my grandparents felt like. This is exactly how their parents felt like, and everything like that. Like, nothing matters. Nothing matters. Not even when you're completely in the right. Nothing matters. So when I see shit like this, yeah, sadly, like, I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm desensitized to it. I'm just like,
super like whatever.
yeah, it's just like,
I was ready for her not to be found guilty, and I was ready for like the sentencing to be as low as it was.
yeah, like, and it sucks and everything like that. But that's what, like, stuff like this podcast and stuff we try to do, because we want people to get out of that mindset of being like, shit, it is what it is, right? I would hope that coming from this, something comes from this. Because I'm sorry, I could walk out fucking my house in the next, as soon as I finish this shit, and go get some gas, and someone can do the same shit to me. Like, and then I'm gone. Everyone that I love and who loves me, I'm not there no more, right? You can chant, you can protest, you can do whatever. I'm not coming back. So at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't care about what happens to her. I don't care about, oh, we got to show them whatever. No, what I want is that this shit stops happening, period. It just stops. Or at least there's fucking deterrence so that you can't do shit like this and everything like that. Because seeing shit like this, you mean to tell me I can get pretty much 5 years for killing somebody?
Yeah.
And I probably won't even serve all 5?
I could break into somebody's house, kill them in their home, and get 5 years.
And of course, we have way more cases of them not getting nothing.
Yeah. Cops follow a different set of rules when it comes to all that shit. One thing I want to say before we move on, that whole forgiveness thing, I get it from the family. Fine, if you could truly forgive someone and like take that weight off your back or whatever, that chain off your leg,
Right?
All that shit of hatred and forgiveness, cool, do that. Do not forget though. I would not forget. Anytime like I've forgiven somebody, I do not forget that they did this thing.
Right.
Because people are built on patterns and shit. And if you want to ignore the patterns, that's on you. But forgive the person, but be wary next time. Like, don't ignore the signs of like, oh, this shit is happening again. Because it will.
Right. And like I said, I come from both spectrums of it. So like when I see shit like that, it's like I get it. I really do get it, because I know the set of codes that they follow. So they're not gonna try to walk with this like burden of like, you know, because they understand it. You know it. When you come from that, especially like a church background, you know there is nothing I can do. I can't feel a certain type of way. It's not gonna bring this person back.
Yeah.
So why am I gonna just continue to, you know, feel a certain way about this person, knowing that I can't do nothing about it? Because my morals won't allow me. So why torture myself?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get that. Also, I come from the other end of it, which is, nah, nigga, I need my lick. And however I got to get to it, I'm going to get to it. And I just want people to understand that I'm not saying one or the other is wrong. It's just how you choose to live your life at the end of the day.
These are the options like on the table. Like, whatever happens is going to happen, basically.
It's going to happen. But
there's this I was watching on, for those of you on Netflix, there's this show called Patriot Act, and it's hosted by Hassan Minhaj, comedian. And he did this whole episode on, I forgot exactly what it was, but he was talking about cops, and cops have this thing called warrior training, which is not part of like the like I guess state training, but it's like some like seminar you could take. Mm-hmm. And before, like, cops would pay for it, like the state would pay for it, but now they banned it or something on some places. Mm-hmm. But the warrior training be like, hey, we'll just offer it for free to those cops, right?
Right.
And in the warrior training, it's basically the guy that runs it. He's like, violence is your weapon. Like, what's gonna subdue the criminals' violence is your violence has to like overshadow them, blah blah blah, shit like that.
Right.
And I don't know if it was in that training or some other training, but there was this guy. He was Hassan Minhaj. He was talking to a former cop, now lawyer, and he was saying like one of the training things that they teach cops is like they'll be like, okay, make a finger gun. They'll be like this, and they're sitting. Pew, pew, pew. So like pretend me and Dwayne are sitting like right in front of each other, and they were like, okay, first person like to say bang, wins, and the person dies. And he goes like, basically he goes like, okay, you ready? And Hassan was like, yeah. And the guy was like, bang. And he's like, Hassan was like, what just happened? He was like, well, you're dead. He's like, and that's how they teach cops to like shoot first and not to, like, don't, like, that's pretty much like every situation's like that. Every you got to think of every situation as that right there. Right. It's like they have something and like you have to shoot first and that's all that matters. So like from the fucking ground up, the training is fucking crazy. If they allow this shit, it's basically a gang.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, so it's just like all these rules that you think you know or that are in place and all that shit like that. It doesn't fucking matter.
Nope.
It does not fucking matter. You have to treat them like you would treat someone that is in a gang. Like you have to be respectful and all that crap, and don't start mouthing off if just because you think you're right and my rights are this and that and that and this. Because even with video evidence and all that shit, it don't matter. Because the cops they follow a different set of rules. Like there's some, I forgot what it was called, but like I'd check out that episode. It was like in Volume 4 of Patriot Act. It was like some like if there's like something that a cop does that's not specifically stated in like protected by people's rights, like if it's not exactly that situation, they get away with it.
Yeah,
they're just let off, and cops get a full 24 hours of not being in jail, of nothing happening, so that they could talk to their union rep, they could talk to the lawyers, and get everyone's story straight.
Yeah.
They get 24 hours of that shit, which everyone knows. Like, if you're anyone else, they get you right away so that you can't talk to nobody and just panic and shit like that, right? So your story is like, whatever. But I would check out that episode if you want to learn a little bit more about that shit. It was pretty like, wow. It's more fucked up than you think. Yeah.
My last statements on this shit is biggest gang in America is the police, if you didn't know. Not saying that all cops are bad, however, hey.
Yep.
But
it's like not all gang members are bad.
Yeah, but
you only hear about the bad ones.
You're gonna throw everyone in the same boat, so
exactly.
It is what it is. The thing that I just want people to understand when it comes to the police is I'm gonna say is if you're a minority, right? Please, if you're listening and you're a minority, that does not mean that you're only black. All right, that means if you're any color besides white, and even if you're white too, you can listen to this. If you
because you're starting to get away with less and less shit now.
If you agree with us, right?
Because cops do not care no more.
Let me tell you one thing about the police. The police, law enforcement, whatever you want to call them, they are not your friends. They are not your friends at all. Okay? They are not your friends. They are trained to apprehend, and then you were put in the system to have your life fucked with forever. Okay? Now, I understand if something were to happen to you, and if you're a person who subscribes to, being a citizen, like most of us do and everything like that, yeah, call the police, right? I get that. I understand that. But be mindful, all right? Because we've seen it. We've seen people call the police and they get shot in their own house. And it's like, I called you because this is my house and something's going on. And or they'll get taken to jail or they'll get fucking tased and everything like that, right? Be mindful. When you involve yourself with them motherfuckers, all right, they're coming, but they're also being a cop at the same time. So they're looking at you just like how they're looking at whatever they're trying to fucking find, all right? You're a suspect to them.
And if you are their person, evidence does not fucking matter. They're going to take you down, and they're going to make sure it's you because they care about their stats. Their stats go into their pay and, like, what they get as person, all that shit as cops. So they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if they find some evidence that, like, completely exonerates you. They'll hide that shit probably just so that their stats are fucked up. Just so on their record saying, like, it doesn't say they arrested the wrong person.
Right. And if you're a law-abiding citizen, by all means, call the police. We're not saying, oh, don't call the police, whatever. Yeah. Do what you got to do. However, if you know the police, I know the police or whatever, 9 times out of 10, I'm not calling the police, bro. I'm not doing that. All right. However, if I know that, okay, there is like zero way I can get it, like I'm gonna be in trouble for this because I didn't do anything wrong or whatever. Like, I'll call the police. I'm not gonna.
But even then, you still have to be like, hands up and all this shit. Like, I called you guys, but So you know it's not me, and you know all that shit because they're looking for somebody.
Yeah, and don't raise your voice, all that bullshit y'all be trying to do. Don't do none of that. That don't work. All right.
Yeah, all this attitude shit. It's so fucking.
It's a trigger.
Yeah, it's a trigger. Like you gotta understand. Like they're cops, but they have training and your rights protect you and blah 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 all this shit. At the end of the day, they're another person, and any other person that's like giving you fucking attitude, like just out the gate, like that shit gets annoying quick fast.
Yep.
You know, and it don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna find a reason to take you in now.
Yep.
And all this shit. So.
But yeah, rest in peace to Botham Jean. Let's tackle, since we on this case of police and snitching and shit. 6ix9ine.
Like right now on camera.
What? Like
6ix9ine on the camera.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, no.
There you go. You found it.
Go ahead.
He snitched. Yeah, he snitched, and a lot of people were like, he's done and all this shit. And last thing I read about him, like he's refusing like basically PC in prison and all this shit. I guess he's trying to look hard again.
He ain't going to jail.
He's not going to jail?
He ain't going to jail.
What do you think is going to witness protect?
No.
What's going to happen?
Tekashi 6ix9ine will be out here as soon as this case is over. He's not going to jail. And for people, like I said, if you...
Well, for the information that he got him, probably. For the information that he gave up and all that crap like that, yeah, that's pretty, strong, like likely going to happen. That he's not going to jail.
If he ends up going to jail for all the telling he was doing, his lawyer sucks, all right? He was telling on people who didn't have nothing to do with the shit, all right? If you go to jail for telling that much, he should beat his attorney's ass which he can't do, but anyway, like
well, he wouldn't do it.
That's what I'm saying. He can't do it. Like so, but I'm like, if you still end up in jail for that and you did all that, like that is crazy. But whatever, right? He's not going to jail. First of all, second of all, the reason why he gave up. Or they're saying that, and let's first of all, let's just break down. This is the weirdest case ever, because for people who keep forgetting, this is a federal case. This is a Fed case. All right, we're not supposed to know about any of this shit. We know fucking like up to date, minute to minute of this shit. I don't know how. All right, we're not supposed to, which makes me think about all this shit is some bullshit. But whatever, right? He's not taking. It came out that he's gonna not take witness protection, which I'm sorry.
You already fucking rat. You might as well just go and like just lean into it.
But it's
what I mean, like
nobody's gonna touch him. That's the thing.
Probably, but like this whole like the reason he's not taking witness protection is the fact that like, he's gonna be like, no, I'm still tough. He's trying to reclaim the image that he had before he got caught up in this crap, which is like Mr. Tough Guy.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to do. Like in his like weird little mind, like, oh, I'm gonna, even though I ratted and that's not gonna matter for whatever reason in his head, you know, it's not gonna matter. If I just keep acting like this hard motherfucker, eventually people just buy it again.
Nah, I don't.
I want to say that's what's going on in his head.
No, because he only started the tough guy shit when he was backed by the people he was backed by. You can't talk tough now when, nigga, you have no one in his back. No one's protecting you.
Yeah, so, I agree. I think that's the rationale that he's taken by, like, saying, I'm not going to witness protection. Because, like, why the fuck wouldn't you? Like, everyone fucking knows that you ratted. Like, it's not some, like, hidden thing.
But the thing is, going back to, like, my opinion on this, the reason why you don't take witness protection is he was going in the biggest rapper out. Right, so coming out, he should still have some money. I don't know how much, but he should still have some. The people who fuck with him the most was white kids. White kids don't give a fuck about you snitching. They don't care. Of course, in the hood and shit, yeah, we're not gonna fuck with you. No, get out of here, right? But them white kids don't care. Not to mention, if he leans into it, how I feel like he is gonna lean into it, which is straight on the whole like. Basically make fucking pop music and not make any fucking music about gang shit no more and everything like that. What is stopping him from selling records? Not a damn thing. We've already seen it. And that's the thing that like is making me so like frustrated with this whole thing is people are saying like, that nigga he can't come out and rap, can't do. Hey, how? All right, we saw there is a man who was a correctional officer who has been saying for years that he sold a lot of drugs. I don't know how. You do both. All right, if someone can break it down to me, cool. But he said he sold a lot of drugs and everything like that, and I fuck with his music. All right, and it's because I don't consider him a drug dealer. I just think he makes good music, right? I can separate the two. But there are people who fucking think he really sold drugs. And I'm like, what?
So you don't think he'd be caught up by now? Like, you can't just rap about that shit and then...
Like, no, right? And like I said, there's another person who... and this thing is even worse than the first one. Because the first one, at least, I'm saying, me personally, I don't feel like he sold drugs. However, am I saying it's not... is it impossible in that position? No, because I mean he was a cop. I'm pretty sure if you are in these prisons, you build these connections with people. You can do that. Like, so if it's like proof that he did that shit, then all right, cool, whatever. But I'm just saying, me personally, I don't feel like he did that. Cool. There's another person who, is credited with starting trap music. Is credited with being stand up and living by the G code and everything like that. Did we forget in like 07, 08, this person testified against somebody for killing his friend? If you live by the G code, you're not supposed to do that because that's snitching. But he did it. And then like all like fucking records of him doing it, he just got like erased.
Who?
Y'all fucking figured out, all right? Because... y'all figured out. All right, y'all figure out who I'm talking about. But this motherfucker is still big as ever. Still walking around. Nothing's happened to this motherfucker.
Was social media as big as back then though?
Yep.
It was?
Yep.
It was like televised and it was going through all the rounds?
And there was rappers who mentioned it, and there was a very prominent... The only hint I'll give you is 50 Cent dissed him on a song after the trial, saying that, basically breaking down how the fuck did you end up getting this amount of time when you had all this shit. Something's not adding up. That's all I'm gonna say. But I won't say who the fuck it was.
So
y'all can figure it out.
Okay, so in that case, for that person right there, I don't know who it is because I'll probably learn later.
Right.
But because right now I see a whole bunch of people going like, "Yeah, I'll never work with 6ix9ine again." Like, yeah, never, bro, never, all that crap. Were people saying the same thing about that guy back then?
No, that's the thing. That like no one said anything. He came out afterwards and started again making hard ass music, talking about shooting niggas and all this other shit and trapping and all that other shit. Nobody said nothing. And I get it. I don't know. Again, I don't know what morals and shit that people were raised on, whatever. But when you come from that lifestyle and situation, everything like that, if you portray yourself to be, I'm a gangster, I'm a thug, I'm from whatever, I do this and that, I follow the G code or whatever, that whole snitching shit is across the board. That means that I'm not going to tell on you if you do something to me, and you better not tell on me if I do something to you.
Right.
That's the fucking code. And that goes for fucking whatever. Like, and I mean whatever. If fucking somebody came and fucking shot your kid in front of you, you better not go to the police. You better handle that. And people might sound, I'm saying that, it's like, that's fucking insane. No, that's the code. If you're in that lifestyle, if you're not in that lifestyle, if you don't take your ass to the police, what's wrong with you? Like, but if you're in that lifestyle of, I am not going to the police, then don't do it. You can't do it. But niggas do that and they get away with it. That's why I'm saying, and there's nothing gonna happen to him. Because first of all,
I just see a lot of people like online going like, no, fuck, he's a rat, never gonna work with him again. If those people end up working with him in the future,
I bet you they will.
Oh, probably.
I bet you they will.
If he gets a big enough like surge going, 6ix9ine when he comes back and all that shit, yeah, they'll definitely do it.
And to me, I feel like what we call gangster rap and everything like that, right? for years. People have been saying like it's dying and it's not whatever. If he can come out and be successful again and do this or whatever, put the nail in the coffin, close it, because there is no point. And I'm saying this as a fucking deterrent. There is no point for your dumb ass to get on these records and talk this reckless, knowing that your ass gonna go to jail. But this nigga just went around for a whole year putting hits out on people, had niggas shooting at people, robbing people. Not saying he did it, but he was around people who fucking did it. And then he went around and said, oh yeah, all the niggas did it. I didn't do nothing. And he came back out and made money. Why is your dumb black ass gonna go on records talking about, yeah, nigga, I did this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm really real, and I'm from the hood. Why would you do that? Like, you don't gotta do none of that.
Yeah, and then when you have like people that don't look like him at all, like say like they're like in business suits and rapping that shit.
Yeah,
and then to be upset like, well, he doesn't look like someone that would do blah blah blah. It's like you can't get upset that either. It's just like it's all fake. It's all story anyways, right?
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. I've had people at my job who fucking they ain't did shit in their life. They ain't never grew up nowhere. We fucking work right next to each other. They ain't from nowhere and everything like that. Openly being like, oh, that guy's he's a snitch. Oh my God, whatever. I'm like, nigga, you would snitch. You snitch here. Like, how the fuck you gonna call this man a snitch and everything? Like, you tell here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and that's what I'm saying. All this shit is like, it's just bullshit. It's all, everyone literally thinks that they're whatever they are up until the point when it gets real and you got to do what you're supposed to do. All of a sudden, I'm not playing no more.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
When you know what the fuck you're really mad of.
That's what it is. And that's why all the shit that gets respected in the hood, whatever place you want to call it, whatever, is what gets respected. And that's why when it comes to music, culture and shit and everything like that, there's different from being created, because he was created, which is why fucking his descent was so legendary, because he was at the top and then did this shit and fell so fast. You can't find a fucking 6ix9ine record being played anywhere, right? However, when he comes back out, and he will come back out, I guarantee you his ascent back up to the top, it's going to be just as fast, because all he needs is to have something catchy, the beat going to be hard, we back to the races.
Yeah, like the hard part is already over, because they manufactured a success, because they would, they were like, basically they used them to launder money.
Right.
He would put on a show for $200,000. He would give his the people that backed him like however much, and he would take the rest.
Well, at least it started that way.
Yeah, it started that way. So it's just like he became famous because these other people basically paid to put him up there. Like if you could throw enough money at, like if we threw enough money at this podcast, we'd be like on top.
Yeah.
That's how shit works. So it's basically like that. Ours part's done. As long as if he can make something catchy by himself or whatever, yeah, he'll probably be back up there. My main
issue is just that people just need to stop fucking capping on all this shit. Just stop, all right? Because niggas know that y'all was feeling that little nigga in the industry, like it. So why even whatever?
Why be fake now?
Yeah, why be fake now and be like, I never fucked with him. He's a clown and everything like that. Like, no. All right, when he was going around, because we all found it fucking funny as fuck, when he was going around telling all these thug niggas to suck his dick, this little kid with fucking rainbow hair telling these fucking like certified niggas to suck his dick, going into niggas' hoods and being like, where you at and everything like that and all this other shit. But y'all thought it was funny, because it was funny, because it's like, this little kid is doing all this shit. It's crazy. Like, however, don't now go on your fucking moral high ground and then be like, oh, he was never real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they let him in. No, nigga, you was playing the records too. Like, stop it. Just stop it.
I've never heard one 6ix9ine.
Just stop it. Like and I mean, I'm not going front either. Besides fucking dude doing what he did or whatever, like sans all that shit, musically or whatever, for his sound or whatever, he was talented. There's nothing wrong with me saying that shit. He had talent. It was just that he knew, which is what most of these kids know now, I need clout to fucking cross over. I don't have any clout. Yeah. But what the fuck is gaining all this clout is gang shit. So if I fucking join a gang, I can't do that. That's too hard. Nah, but if I pay some niggas to let me in this shit, I don't gotta be in it. They'll back me and protect me. It should all work out. Like
Business deals.
it was just bad business at the end of the day.
But that was like the, I forget the word, but like that's the peak of like this generation thinking that gang stuff is all a game. Mm-hmm. Like it's just all funny and you could just do this shit and like nothing's gonna happen back because blah blah blah. I don't know why. I really don't know why they think nothing is gonna happen to them back when they do some reckless shit.
It just goes back to what I'm saying. Like, not in every situation. I'll say that. No, because like I said, when you fuck with people who really will be about it like that or whatever, you will quickly find out who is and who ain't. And then, like, in some situations, nothing will happen to you because then you'll find out that the people, or whatever, they weren't about that.
Yeah, they were also like just fucking around.
They were fucking trying to be tough, but they weren't about that or whatever, right? And you'll get that, but that don't mean that it's gonna happen all the time like that.
Yeah, one day you will mess with the wrong fucking one. That's why, like, when people are being like racist around me and all that shit, I don't do anything to like correct them.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh, one day you're gonna do it around the wrong person, then I'm just gonna watch and laugh.
Exactly. Because like keep that energy.
Yeah, go ahead, keep the energy, like because you're like whatever you think of yourself as whatever.
Right.
Go ahead. One day.
I just feel like at the end of the day, everyone needs just to be held accountable for their actions. So if you want to talk that shit and everything like that, and you want to be from somewhere and everything like that, cool. So when it really gets cracking, I expect to see you right there. I don't expect to see you be like, I ain't really about that. Like, well, I'm like, I'm worth this much. I can't. No, you was doing that. Like, yeah. You need to be about that. Like, what the fuck? What is the purpose of then of you claiming this if you're not gonna stand behind your niggas and everything like that? And people really do think that this gang shit is like high school and it's like, oh no, we was doing it because it was cool and everything like that. Like, no, it had nothing to do with that. Gang shit had nothing to do with any of that. Like, it had everything to do with. I grew up in this neighborhood. These people are my friends. They happen to claim this shit. I'm also friends with them, so I also claim this shit, and we claim this shit. And we get money together because we have no fucking other way to get money. Because most of us are probably horrible lives. Or we have no fucking way to get money. So we had to do this shit.
Yep.
All right.
Some dude in my high school, I don't know where he came from, but like I didn't know him personally, but the stories I heard about him was that like he used to gang hop a lot. Which is basically you would join this gang and then whatever happens that you join that gang, some like rival gang or whatever. He used to do that. I don't know.
This nigga's what?
Yeah. So that was like that's what I was told that he used to gang hop a lot. All of a sudden, this dude was dead.
Yeah,
and I was just like, yeah, you can't be just like joining different crews and like it's all okay. Like now there's a whole like group of people like after you like on site they're killing you.
Right. That's something.
And he died. But it wasn't no game, like
he had cancer.
Gang stuff completely unrelated. He had a terminal disease.
Testicular cancer got him actually.
That was his last wish, his make a wish. I want to join every gang.
I want to be from every set. John Cena came. I'm gonna make your wish true, little buddy.
John Cena.
John Cena took him to every set. Nigga was like, oh shit, it's John Cena, blood.
Where? I can't see him.
Ooh. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like,
it's just look on whatever side of the spectrum you're on, fucking from like all the way to law enforcement, from all the way to fucking just pure gang shit. You deal with the consequences of shit. Don't think just because you're gonna you do something like I don't have to deal with anything after.
Right.
You're gonna have to deal with the consequences of your actions.
That's being stand up. And please, people out there who listen to this shit, me and Mark are not from any gangs. We did not grow up in fucking like this hood and all this other shit, whatever. We grew up in the hood, yes, whatever, right? But we were around a lot of shit and we know how it goes.
Yeah, you just know the rules. You know the rules of your fucking area.
Yes, especially going back to the big homie days. Big homies would tell you, fucking, hey, don't do this because you got to stand on that. Don't say this unless you're willing to fight somebody. Don't do this if you're willing to whatever. I wouldn't do that if I were you because they're going to find you and everything like that. That was the whole point of the big homie. Like, because he would fucking teach you, hey, since we in the same neighborhood and I know you, all right, let me tell you, yeah, don't do that. the same way they'll be like, hey, don't let that man or don't let that boy say that shit to you. And everything like that, it's gonna keep happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we talk about when we say things like, you know, deal with the or like not deal, but be held accountable for your actions and everything like that. That's it. At the end of the day, if you wanna live that life, more power to you. Cool, go do that. It's on you. When shit happens, you better be front line. All right. If you don't want to live that life, that's great too. Nothing wrong with you. Doesn't mean you're a bitch. Doesn't mean you're a pussy.
Like we didn't.
Yeah. So
you know?
Fine, whatever. Do what you got to do. All right. But choices you make, though, please be aware. If you're willing to stand on that, just stand on it.
Yeah. And I know we're talking about like certain like topics like gang shit and cop shit and whatever.
Yeah.
But that's across the board for every aspect of your life.
Right.
Anything you do, stuff at work, stuff just going to the grocery store, all this shit. Like, you feel like you're gonna complain about like something not being here or whatever. Complain something at the store. Live with what's gonna happen afterwards. Don't just be like, "Well, I didn't know, and I was just kidding." And
exactly, or it was just my opinion. Yeah, well, niggas die over their opinions. Yeah. So again, you better be prepared to stand on that, or it is what it is. But let's end on a high note. Let's end on some funny. There you go. Recently, Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott apparently broke up. And by recent, by recent, I mean yesterday. Yeah, everything just happened so fast in this world. So they broke up, and
she's
apparently,
going out with Tekashi.
Yeah, she belting that nigga out. See, I mean, if Tekashi got on the Kardashians, he'd be popping. Like, no one would matter.
It was Kim West, his defense lawyer.
It was Kim. She was Tekashi the whole time.
Oh shit, it makes sense.
Shit, that's why he was so thick. Yeah.
We like flashback every image of Tekashi.
Such an ass. We're like,
oh my god, that's why everyone fuck with him.
God, I'm like, damn it, I understand why they fucking jumped him in. I mean, they let him be a part of Treyway.
Hey, 6ix9ine, make a clap real quick.
Oh shit, this nigga thick. I like him, but I can't tell nobody. I never
noticed that every time I see Kim West, I don't see Tekashi. But every time I see Tekashi, I don't see Kim.
Oh my god!
Isn't that they shouldn't meet though? They would really like each other. They would compare asses.
Come to find out it was fucking Courtney the whole time. It's kind of because they kind of have the same body type. They look kind of the same face a little bit, same hair. You know.
Let's find out that what's her name, Courtney or
Courtney.
She just puts on glasses like Tekashi.
Oh my god,
that Clark Kent shit.
So they broke up, but then apparently, in the scandal, Kylie went to Tyga's studio at 2 a.m. and had a little rendezvous, whatever the fuck. From the bottom of my heart, I don't care. I do not care. However, I just find it very funny that how the fuck did this do people ever think about where this information comes from? It has to come from the source. Because no one's up at 2 a.m. being like, is that Kylie Jenner going to Tyga? Like, who the fuck is outside of Tyga's studio? Who even knows Tyga has a studio? Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, now we do.
It was me.
I'm the guy.
Tyga was there just as cover, but she was actually meeting me.
I fucked Kylie.
Oh, I was talking about Tyga, but
oh shit.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's spin the story that I was fucking Kylie. That's right. I'm straight.
Yeah.
I'm straight.
Yeah. Do.
Take off your mask, your Tyga. That's right. I've been
taking the whole time. I've been getting fucked in my ass.
Then you take off that mask, you're Dwayne again.
Take off the other mask. I'm Tekashi.
Take off that mask, you're Kim. Oh my god.
What's going on?
Hold on, let me try. My skin. My muscles are exposed. Oh no.
It's the fucking Simpsons Treehouse of Horror where they fucking their skin turned inside out and they start doing the fucking little performance at the end.
I remember that. One of my favorite episodes.
But I'm like, these things come from the sources themselves, right? So obviously Kylie has to be like, oh yeah, I went to Tyga's at 2 a.m. and blah blah blah. But one thing that always gets lost in the whole Tyga thing, which we don't kill Tyga because for some reason we kind of like Tyga's music, but don't like Tyga, which is weird. But I don't know, fuck it. Yeah, but he has been around her since she was 16. he was 24.
What was that thing you call? It's called planting the seeds or something like that.
Right. I don't think he was planting the seed, man. I think he was just fucking the flower. Like, but
It's a metaphor, people. Figure it out.
but they're not going to, like, it's never going to be brought up. That's the thing. It's never going to be brought up. But come on, man. Come on, man. So we're supposed to believe that.
But how old is 16 really?
I was about to say something really, really wild. But we're supposed to believe that. So they knew each other at that period of time. He waited 2 years to not do anything. And then as soon as she turned 18, they announced that they're dating and they're a couple and everything like that. End up breaking up, and then fucking Travis Scott and the rest is history. Right? Yeah. And then she goes back, right? Apparently, right after she just breaks up with this nigga, goes running over to Tyga. So, which always leaves me to be like, okay, going back to a conversation we had a long time ago. When these girls are fucking 15, 16 and shit, and they're developing, how far is the fucking gap? Because if you're gonna fuck something that's 16, I feel like you would fuck something that is like even younger if they look the same.
Right, if they're the same development stage.
So all these niggas is weirdos. That's all I want, man.
They're a bunch of R. Kellys.
They are, but no one's fucking admitting it. Like, and we fucking pick and choose. Like, oh, R. Kelly's bad because we whatever, which he is. So fuck him. But it's like, if you look to your left, there's Tyga and Kylie, and we're not gonna connect these dots.
No, they're still popular. They're still likable.
Let me tell y'all something. I knew a girl who was 16 who was getting fucked by a nigga who I believe was like 26, 27 at my high school. And like a lot of people knew. And we were all like, okay. Like, so.
Her body, her choice.
Pretty much. Like with everything like that. But me now, like being an adult, that's fucking disgusting. Also, me then I thought I was fucking disgusting, but it was more like on the level of like, oh, that dude's a loser, not like a level of like, what the fuck? This is the child. What are you doing? But it's God. We're just
kids really don't really. At that time, it was the whole loser thing, but then kids really don't realize like once you get older and you start looking back and seeing like the new generation of like high schoolers and all that shit, you're like, oh, they don't know anything. Like they're little kids. It's fucking weird.
So how can you fuck it? That's just
I don't know.
I don't get. And then I had this conversation with my fiance, but I was talking about how like on the train I see like these little girls who are clearly like 14, 15 and shit. They get on the train and everything like that, and they are dressed like like the girls we would see like in the gym and shit or whatever, right? Mm. They're and it's so weird because it's like they're trying to show off these like. Whatever they're trying to show off, and it's like, okay, like I can't even because it's.
I get it. It's just like you can't shame them because it's like they're whoever they want to be and they want to like have whatever fashion style you want to have, but
right.
All these people, the attention that they're getting from all these people, it's just like, from the people that are looking at them, like the older ass dudes, and it's just like, you old ass fucking person, like you know how young this person is, like, and even if you didn't, they're not 18.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
and I'm like, do they know? Or do they not know that the attention that they're getting isn't from? Because I'm on this train, right, and I'm looking around, I'm like, there's no little boys on this train. There's none. There's fucking none. All right, like then I'm like, and I can see it. I've seen it. I've seen these girls walk by and dudes like look at their ass or whatever and go. I'm just like, oh, this is a child. This is a fucking child. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Who bought them that? Because they don't have money. Like at 14, 15, we didn't have no fucking money. We wasn't going out and buying this shit, right? So I'm like. Are the parents
for yourself? At 14, I wore nothing but booty shorts.
Oh shit, you was a
I let the lower half of the cheeks hang out.
Yeah, you was a little thick nigga though. You was a little thick.
I developed early.
A little thickums.
I developed early.
Shit, Mark had cheeks, nigga. I was like, ooh, I'm about to be his best friend. Ooh,
that's exactly what got Dwayne.
Ooh. Ooh.
Had him mesmerized with the twerk.
I was like, ooh, shit, who's this Mexican? He's a guy?
Let's be best friends.
But I'm a turn him. I know I am. Oh,
Damn it, Tigger.
But he turned me. I like girls, actually.
Whole presentation while shaking my ass. He's like,
oh, this on a guy looks so much better on a girl.
yes, there you go.
Not as hairy.
It's texture. Right? Some people prefer the texture.
Hey, more power to you, buddy. But yeah, just looking at that whole situation, I'm like, if she goes back to that dude, and like I said, like when she met him, he was 24 and everything like that. I don't like, come on, man. Do you really think like a year of like being together makes you run back, or is that clearly like a whole bunch of years of this, that, and the third makes you run back to something like that?
Yeah.
Because it's
that history and all that shit.
But we're gonna let it go.
But prediction: Travis Scott and Kylie.
Yeah.
They will get back together eventually. Like it'll be like a couple more months or whatever, but they will be back together because that's like that power couple shit.
No, yeah, they're gonna get back together, right? But this is what's gonna happen. So, like, Tyga had a comeback this year, and he had like a whole bunch of big songs. So now she's, I guess, quote unquote, back with Tyga, maybe? Who knows, right? So what's gonna happen is somehow, some way, someone's gonna diss somebody, and then there's gonna be like a whole bunch of like really like incidents where it's like I want to fight but not really want to fight, right? So they're gonna see each other and be like, "Oh, wait, that nigga at?" It's gonna be like a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah. And
then eventually, when Travis Scott drops his new album and he goes triple quadruple platinum, she'll be back over there.
Yeah, it's all for promotion and it's all theater, people.
Yeah, I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know if she's about to drop a new line or something, but she's about to get some more money. So good for her. Do her thing.
It's all marketing, people. It's just all. That's why we said a long time ago they're talented. Because we know it's fake, but they keep getting away with it.
They get away, and they get people to retweet that. Oh, the Kyla dumped Travis and went to Tigers at 2 a.m. Not thinking like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was up at that time? Who could have found this shit? We don't even know when fucking shit happens in the world at 2 a.m. It takes us like fucking 4 a.m. to be like, oh, this shit just happened. Like, but like as it's happening, it's already happening. So it's like it's been happened. But I'm like, oh, but we know when fucking Tyga. I mean, exactly when Kylie was at. Oh, at 2 a.m. she was there. It's like, huh? Like, come on, man. But yeah, hit him with the plugs. Hit him with the plugs.
YouTube.com/HowDoIKnowYou. You can subscribe to us there, please. Share that crap, like it, hit that bell icon. You can find us once again, anywhere you find your podcast. Search HDIKY. Most likely gonna find us with that. How Do I Know You? Of course, will come up.
Yep.
You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at HDIKY1.
Yes.
Same for both. My personal ones. Mr. Lucky 005.
And for me at DC Junior BFSB on Instagram and DC Junior 13 on Twitter.
And for those of you wondering about the hot takes and all that stuff, we're in the process of bringing something new. We're putting in our research right now and like coming up with something new. So people are asking. Thank you for the support, first of all. But we're coming up with something new because the hot takes things like shit just has to evolve.
Right.
It just does. Like stuff gets stale and like you just have to do something new.
Yep.
That being said,
like we always say, if I don't know and you don't know,
who really knows?
How do I know you? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Continue to share the podcast. Make us grow bigger, more listeners, and everything like that. Also, if you guys can, to help us in that whole growing, bigger, and expanding, whatever, the people that we mentioned, go ahead, add them. Fuck them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we say something good about it, add them and tell me that we said something good about them. Say something bad about them, add them niggas too. Whatever.
Yeah, we don't care. So it'll be dope.
I'll find Tyga in the streets. It don't matter, bro. You can see me wherever, bro. I'm literally in your county. So if you got an issue with me from a little podcast, you want
from a tiny
and you want to just impose your will, I will send you the Addy, bro. Like I will send you the Addy. But I'm just saying that if you feel froggy. However, if you don't care about me, that's fine too.
I'm also saying that just for clout because we all know this is a game.
Yes.
And nothing's real.
Nothing's real.
And the streets are just theater production.
They're a myth.
And
They're a myth. They're a myth.
Fucking people.
Hey, people out there or whatever, let me tell you firsthand. All right, firsthand. If you run up on me, I'm gonna sue you.
You lay one finger on me,
Gonna
sued.
sue, buddy. Gonna sue
Gonna
you.
sue. Camera on me all the time, recording everything.
I'm not gonna sue you.
Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. All that cool stuff. Let's go.